Hi everybody, we are glad to meet you again. Today we are happy and proud to present to you one of our trainee who recently got selected in Wipro NLTH 2020. Her name is Sangeetha S. She is in her final year of engineering from Information Science in Global Academy of Technology. Hi Sangeetha.
Hello sir, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good sir.
Okay. So Sangeetha, we would like to hear your experience in Wipro.
Yes sir, I would like to share my experience. In Wipro we had 3 rounds. First round was online test. After online test we had our technical interview followed by our HR interview.
Okay. So online test followed by technical and HR. Was it the same for everybody in your college?
Yes sir, it was the same.
It was the same. It was the same. So if I talk about the online assessment, the first round, so could you please give us more information about it?
Yes sir. Online assessment, first we had our aptitude. In aptitude we had 15 questions. We had to do that in 20 minutes. After aptitude we had logical part. Logical part also had the same 15 questions and 20 minutes. Then we had our verbal part. Verbal also the same. It had 15 questions in 20 minutes. So overall this part had totally 60 minutes. After this, we had essay writing. We had to write one essay in 20 minutes. After essay, we had coding. We had to do two coding questions in 60 minutes.
60 minutes. Okay. So, talking about aptitude, that is the first sub question in aptitude, was the quantitative aptitude. So, you told that we had 15 questions and 20 minutes. Can you tell me how was the level of difficulty and what was the topics they chose from?
Quantitative aptitude, it was easy to moderate. The questions were from ratio, proportion, probability, permutation, combination, profit and loss, and such topics.
Okay. And what about number systems? Did they ask questions from number systems?
There was no question from number.
Not from number systems. Okay. And what about from time and work?
Yeah, time and work, time and distance.
They had asked from time and work and time, speed, distance. In time, speed, distance, did they ask questions from trains?
No, there was no question.
No questions on trains. What about races and events? Did they ask?
No, sir.
No, boats and streams also they did not ask. Okay. What about probability?
Probability, easy questions were there.
1 or 2 easy questions were asked. Okay. And what about remaining topics like average?
Averages also there was one question.
One question. So basically you're trying to say they asked from ratio, proportion, average, percentage, profit, loss, simple interest. What about simple interest, compound interest?
There was no questions from simple
No questions from simple interest and compound interest. But they did ask questions on permutation, combination and probability. Okay. So this was the quant part. It was between easy and moderate.
Yes, sir.
And now coming to the next part, that is the reasoning part. Yeah.
Reasoning part, we had 15 questions. We had to do that in 20 minutes. It had questions from topics like number series, letter series, that is coding, decoding, and directions, blood relations, such topics.
Okay, so they basically asked on blood relations. They asked on series. In series, they asked on number series and letter series, that is the alphanumeric series. They asked on coding and decoding also.
Yes.
And even one topic which I left out was one more topic which you mentioned.
That's all.
That's all.
Directions.
So, directions they asked. What about clocks? Did they?
No, there was no questions from clocks.
No questions from clocks. What about directions? Or directions they did ask. What about syllogisms?
No syllogism.
No questions on syllogisms. And how was the level of difficulty in logic?
It was also easy to moderate.
Easy to
moderate. To clear the cutoff, it was easy, sir.
Okay, she's trying to tell that there were sectional cutoffs in each section. In quant, there was a sectional cutoff. In logical, there was a sectional cutoff. And the same was there even in verbal.
Yes, everything had cutoff like from 70 to 75%.
70 to 75%. And it was easy to clear the cutoff.
Yeah, it was easy.
Okay. She's telling it was easy to clear the cutoff, but this is according to her. Not generally. According to her, it was easy. Might be she's too good at aptitude. Okay, so don't take Wipro NLTH for granted. Now coming to the next round, that is the verbal part.
Yes. A verbal part also had 15 questions. You had to do that in 20 minutes. It had questions like we had reading comprehension, then we had to find synonyms, antonyms, then jumbled words, error correction in any sentence. Such questions were asked. This was also from easy to moderate. It was easy to clear the cutoff.
Okay, so they did ask questions on sentence correction.
Yeah, they did.
And you mentioned about jumbled words. What is that jumbled
words? Like jumbled words, and we have to arrange that and write it, sir. Like the options will be given. We have to take the correct answer, which is correct. But the words were not that easy.
Okay. Are you saying words were jumbled and we had to frame a sentence using those words?
Like that.
Okay.
We
so-
had like that, and we had like jumbled sentences also.
Okay, both you had.
Yeah, we had like that.
Okay, fine. So she's trying to tell that there were words in sentences which were jumbled, and you had to pick up the words and form the correct sentence. And even you had jumbled sentences and you had to arrange it in not alphabetical, sorry, you had to arrange it in meaningful order.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
So this was the verbal part. So now coming to the next round, that is the essay writing round. So can you please?
Sir, essay writing, we had one question. We had to do that in 20 minutes. So I was given an essay to write about nature. So this round was just to test how good you are in English.
Okay. And do you remember what topics your friends got, Sangeet?
My friends got like agriculture, the present situation of agriculture in India, rich people, poor people. That's all I remember.
So I think they're asking general questions where everybody will be able to write.
Yes.
Am I right? So approximately how many words were you given?
We had to write about 250 words.
250 words in 20 minutes. So were you able to write 250
Yes,
words?
sir, I was able to.
You were able to write 250 words. Okay. So this was about the essay writing round. And after essay writing round, you mentioned that you had technical round.
We had two questions in our technical round. We had to code that in 60 minutes. So one question was from easy to moderate. The other question was from moderate to difficult.
Okay. So easy to moderate and moderate to difficult. So what problems did you get?
I had got questions on triangles like I had to take inputs of two triangles, like base and height of two triangles, find the area of the triangle and compare which is the largest among them.
Okay, so there's a formula to find area of a triangle, that is half into base into height.
Even the formula was given in the question.
Okay, so even if you do not know the formula, they will give you the formula. So you just have to apply the formula and find out which triangle has a greater area. So that was quite simple.
Yes.
And what was the other coding question?
Other coding question was a deck of cards. From the deck of cards, we have to arrange them in sorted order. After that, we have to pick any random card and find which position is it.
Oh, I think this is using indexing technique. Okay. And do you remember any question your friends had got?
Yes, sir. Like they were asked about Fibonacci series, prime number or not, such easy questions.
Okay. And out of two questions, if you clear one, is it enough to clear?
Yes, sir. In this round, you have to clear one coding question. Like you have to pass test cases of one question so that this round will be clear.
Okay. So she's trying to tell that out of two, even if you clear one program, if you are able to execute all the test cases of one program, you will be able to clear the technical round. Am I right? Yes. And were you able to see what were the test cases?
No, actually the test cases were hidden. As you solve the question, you get to know the
test cases. Okay. So this was about the technical round. So after this, the next round that she was sent was for the technical interview. Yeah.
So actually, after my online test, we got our results in Jan. First, we got the results of phase 1 in the month of November. I was not qualified in that. I thought I was rejected in that. But then I got my results again in Jan, telling I've cleared the first round. I can attend my technical and HR interview. So to tell, until you get a rejection mail from Wipro, it is not clear whether you have cleared the round or rejected.
Okay, so please wait for the rejection mail from Wipro NLTH. That is a confirmation that you're rejected. Unless and until you don't get a rejection mail, it does not mean you're rejected. Results will be out in phases, phase 1, phase 2 and phase 3. So when was phase 1 result out?
Phase 1 results, it was out in the month of November.
November. And phase 2 results?
Phase 2 in the month of Jan. I got it in the first week of Jan.
First week of Jan. So approximately around 2 months time in between. Okay. So how did you feel when you got to know the results that you were selected?
I was really surprised and shocked that I'm selected in it.
Okay.
Because I thought I'm rejected and I have to move on to other companies. But when I got to know, I was happy.
Wow, really nice to know that. So now when you attended the technical interview, what are the questions asked by the HR?
So in technical interview, we had they asked me about the mini projects which I did in my college days. Then they asked me basic questions on C, C++, DBMS. They asked me HTML tags, about HTML tags. They asked me syntax about button tags and all such questions they asked me.
Okay. So in C, C++, what type of questions did they ask? Was it related to programming or was it related to theory?
Both, sir. It was related to theory as well as programming. I didn't have any questions. It was related to theory.
Theory itself. Okay. So here they asked her about theory questions and few basic concepts on HTML tags.
Yes.
And even about her internship. Sorry, not internship. Mini project which she had done. What about your friends? Do you remember any questions asked to your friends?
Yeah, for my friends, like one of my friends, she had complete DBMS, like whatever we studied in our engineering, complete DBMS questions she had.
Okay.
So basically for me, they were trying to test how good I'm in English, my communication skills. For most of them, it was like that.
For most of them. Only for few people, they had asked more questions on DBMS.
Yes.
So one advice which we could give our viewers is, for Wipro NLTH 2020, please prepare questions on DBMS also. And please know questions, basic concepts about C, C++, HTML, as well as your projects.
Yes.
And you were telling that your technical interview was like almost like it was even like HR type of interview.
Yes.
So any HR related questions were asked?
The first question they asked me, tell me about yourself. Then they asked if I'm willing to relocate.
Okay. And this they asked in your technical interview?
Yeah, they asked me.
Okay, fine. So after you cleared your technical interview, the same day you had your HR interview, or again you had it like phases?
No, after I cleared my technical interview, they announced the results in 5 minutes. After that, I was asked to go to the HR.
Okay. So thank God they did not again, release the results after 2 months. So now that you have reached the final round of your interview, so were you scared about the HR interview? How did you feel before entering the round?
I was not scared. I was excited that I've cleared my technical interview. I wanted to do well in my HR interview.
Okay.
So in HR interview, they asked me tell me about yourself. The basic question in HR interview is that.
Okay.
After that, they asked my strength, my weakness, my hobbies. Then the same question, they asked if I'm willing to relocate.
Okay.
Then they asked if I have any questions. So I asked them about the training period in Wipro, how the training will be in Wipro.
Okay, so you did ask them a question related to training, how the training will be and what is the period of training and all.
It is good to come up with a question so that the HR will get to know we are interested in that job profile or not.
Okay, and did he ask anything related to higher studies question?
Yes, sir. He asked me if I'm ready to do my higher studies, and the obvious question is no, because you have to answer according to the company.
Okay, so this was her HR interview. So she basically, to summarize it, she had 3 rounds. Round number 1 was the online assessment. Round number 2 was a technical round. Round number 3 was the HR interview. So basically, Sangeetha, what are the percentage of people who cleared the HR interview? Right from the round, when I talk about people attending the aptitude and the number of people who got selected in Wipro.
Sir, actually, Wipro NLTH, once you clear the online test, 90% you're placed.
Wow. Okay. So if you clear the online assessment, you're almost inside the company.
So the technical and HR interview were good. Technical interview, they didn't reject much, like 9 out of 10 people were selected for HR interview.
Wow. And what about the HR interview?
HR interview, I think almost all of them got placed.
Almost all of them. So major takeaway is please focus on the online assessment, because you clear the online assessment, you're almost inside the company. You almost have the offer letter in your hand. Am I right, Sangeetha?
Yes.
Okay. So now we move on to the next question. Sangeetha, before you attended Wipro Drive, I remember that you had joined our workshop.
Yes, sir.
So how did you end up joining Quant Masters workshops?
So we used to have trainings in our college. Every even semesters we had training, and we used to attend those trainings, but I didn't feel it was much effective in my first year and second year of college, so I used to bunk the classes. Okay. But as I came to final year, placement was something that was very important, so I started attending, and Quant Masters came to our college. The first class I attended was Himanshu sir's class. So in Himanshu sir's class, I was really shocked. The way he was solving the problems was really amazing, because he used to solve the problems in seconds without touching pen. That made me join Quant Masters.
Okay. So once you joined our workshop for placements, offline workshop for placements, how was your experience? How did you find our classes?
So workshop we had for 1 month, 4 weeks training we had. In that training, I learned so much. Normally people, they just depend on textbooks. They by heart the formulas and they solve the questions. It'll take up much time to solve the questions. But when I came to Quant Masters, I learned many short tricks. The way I approached the questions was different. Like sir taught us to solve questions without touching the pen. The formulas which he gave, it was easy. As I solved more questions, it was not like we have to by heart the formulas. As you solve the questions, we get to know the formulas.
Okay. So one thing I would like to tell you is always stay away from formulas. Why? Because I'll take a real-time example. Okay, I have a mobile phone with me and I introduce more and more data onto the phone. What will happen to the phone? The phone will slow down. Same way with my brain. Okay, I by heart more and more formulas. The efficiency of my reasoning skills will go down. Okay, aptitude is all about thinking to solve it in different methods. Or if you by heart formulas, your brain will confine you only to one method. And if you're solving using formulas, I think you'll not understand the logic also, right?
That's what I learned from Quant Masters.
So, few reasons, Sangeetha, why you would recommend your friends, your juniors, and the viewers out there to join Quant Masters.
If you join Quant Masters, you will learn to solve the questions in seconds. Without touching pen, you can solve the questions. And the way you approach the questions will also be different. So if you are aiming for any competitive exams, any dream companies, I would highly recommend you guys to join Quant Masters.
Okay, thank you for that. Before we conclude the video, any advice that you would like to give the viewers who are preparing for Wipro NLTH?
Yes, sir. Not only Wipro, before you are preparing for any company, go through Quant Masters video. You'll get to know the pattern about the company. Like some companies, they focus only on coding. Some companies, they focus only on verbal. For example, Infosys, they do not focus on coding. They have only aptitude and verbal. Verbal is important in that. But coming to Wipro, you have to give equal importance to all the sections. So that's what I would recommend.
Okay. And you joined our workshop to get placed. So did our workshop serve the purpose?
Yes, sir. It helped me a lot. Like quantitative aptitude, it had questions like easy, moderate, difficult. I could solve the easy questions within seconds and I had time to solve difficult questions. Like the techniques taught in Quant Masters, it was really helpful.
As we are coming to the end of the video, Sangeetha, any last statements from your end?
I cleared Wipro NLTH not because I knew the questions before, but because I knew the techniques before.
Thank you very much, Sangeetha. So I hope the viewers have learned a lot from your interview. We are very happy and proud of our student who recently got selected in Wipro NLTH 2020. We wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. Yeah. So this is Quant Masters video. I hope we have given you the much needed information. If you're preparing for Wipro NLTH and any issues, any queries, any doubts, anything related to placement, one place, Quant Masters. Thank you for watching, people. Have a great day.